Hello? Okay, just wanted to check quickly. The mic is working. Yep, blue snowball. Yep, we are looking all good and ready to go. Yeah, try to... Well, everything's falling apart, but no, it looks all right at the moment. But hello everybody and welcome to tonight's game. Obviously we had the game a couple of hours ago earlier. South Sydney running away with it in the end against the Bulldogs with a 50 points to 16. I don't really need to say what comes up in terms of the continuance of, like, you know, that whole thing about, you know, no team has gone on to win the minor premiership. No team has conceded 50 and gone on to win the premiership, you know, stuff like that. I just realised how much of a goober, because I'm looking back slightly at the YouTube studio thing. God, I look like an idiot. But, yeah, obviously that game has happened. Now we're going into the final game of the NRL tonight on Good Friday, with a very interesting Queensland match. It is, of course, the North Queensland Cowboys up against the Redcliffe Dolphins. Obviously, the Dolphins had a very good start to the season. They were 3-0. Then the immortal clash against the Brisbane Broncos in the Battle of Brisbane. They lost that. Ended up copping a few injuries. And then last week suffered a loss against the St. George Illawarra Dragons. So now, potentially, this is an interesting match as well for them, obviously, because Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow, the Hammer, this is his first match back in North Queensland since he left the club to join the Dolphins. But obviously, with coming in with the Cowboys, specifically, the Cowboys are coming off a golden point loss to the Bulldogs last week. Have been okay in parts, but there's been a bit of points where they've been rather sloppy. But I feel like a match like this can definitely help push them in the right direction in where they should be going this season. So, without further ado, we'll go into the starting team list. There's been a few changes for the Dolphins, but this is what it has been concocted. So, first off, with the North Queensland Cowboys, Scott Drinkwater is back. I believe this is his first game back from suspension. So, be interesting how that goes. Kyle Felt and Brendan Elliott on the wings with Valentine Holmes and Peter Hiku in the centres. Tom Dearden at 5'8" with Chad Townsend at halfback. Mitchell Dunn, Reece Robson and Ruben Cotter as the prop hooker prop. Cohen Hess and Griffith Niam as the second rowers with Jason Tamalalo as the lock. Interchange consists of Jake Granville, Tom Chester, Jermaine Tunua-Brown and Riley Price, with the injury reserve being Jack Gasiewski. For the Redcliffe Dolphins, starting fullback Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow, wingers Jermaine Asako and Edric Lee. Edric Lee making his first appearance for the Dolphins this year. Ewan Aitken and Brenko Lee are the centres. Cody Nikorima at 5'8" with Isaiah Katoa at halfback. Mark Nichols, Jeremy Marshall King and Ray Stone as the prop hooker props. Kenny Bromwich and Connolly Lemieux in the second row with Tom Gilbert at halfback. Herman Esiesi, Jared Wallace, Kurt Donahue and Pawasa Farmasui are the interchange with JJ Collins as the injury reserve. So a few players out for the Dolphins, but I do think that you're starting to see some of the players they actually have brought in. I believe Tom Gilbert played for the Cowboys as well, so I think there's a few Cowboys playing their first game against their former club tonight. But yeah, it is going to be odd to see how this match does end up playing out. I should actually have a fantasy tab up as well whilst I'm here. I need to... Oh no, it's up here. Let's see if this actually can transcend, if this will... Just need to... Oh, it's loading. I hope so. Yeah, it's just loading at the moment, so... There we are. So, from the player I had in the last game, which was Lachlan Ilias, we actually did have... He got 38 points, which is okay. in this match, in terms of players, I have 2 players. I have Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow and Jeremy Marshall-King, both from the Dolphins, playing tonight. So, potentially could be a chance for some good points. Who knows? In this circumstance, for those wanting to know how I'm going at the moment for this week, I have had 3 players play, and I'm currently at 106 points. So not too great. Katoa had a good game. Ilias went alright. Warbrick. Just kind of hoping of Lachlan Miller here, like right here, actually having a good match against the Warriors. But, you know, it's one of those things. I'm just going to go quickly check on Sportsbet just to have an idea of what the betting market has shown. Because as far as I'm aware, from when I did my tips back on Monday when I recorded it, I'm certain the Dolphins were favourites. It might be different. I just want to have a quick check to see if that might have been the case. I don't think it was. Oh no, the Cowboys are heavy favourites now. Is this betting insights? No, okay, so no. So the Cowboys have always been the favourites. So at the beginning of the week, it started at $1.50, but it's now got all the way down to $1.25, which is the bottom. And for the Dolphins, it's currently at the highest for $4. So very much favourites in favour of the Dolphins. Interesting though, in terms of the votes, there's about just about 2,700 votes. Only 56% saying that the Cowboys will win this game. So that's a very interesting development, to say the least. I don't know if this is just people on the Dolphins hype train. Could this also be could this also be things to do with, I don't know, they don't trust the Cowboys to secure this win? Who knows? But anyways, we have still got about 24 minutes until the kickoff of this match. Kicks up, but in terms of players who are currently out for both teams, we've got Helam Lukey, Jordan McLean, and Zach Labert out for the Cowboys. And for the Dolphins, you've got Mason Teague, Jesse Bromwich, Jack Bostock, and of course the starting 5'8" in Anthony Milford. It's just the amount of injuries the Dolphins kind of had. I think it's like one of the worst currently in the NRL. I mean, probably maybe them and the Bulldogs, because I know the Bulldogs have got a lot of people out, and especially after the game they just had with Addo Carr being injured, I think it's probably a lot worse now. But yeah, it's just one of those weird things. I don't know. I'm just trying to think about like things to say, but so I'm just gonna try to bring up, if on here, the NRL ladder to see if we can try to get a reflection on where these. No, we wouldn't get it on here. Let me get it on another page. Actually, let me fix that up. Let's just go back to the Cowboys one. Here, let's bring up the NRL ladder so we can kind of see in the result of what happens in this match where teams could end up. Okay, so currently at the moment now, South Sydney have moved up to 7th place, with the Bulldogs now down to 11th because they have copped a heavy loss. So, okay, I just want to see it is. Oh, I need to transition actually to the actual. Yeah, no, here it is. Here we are here. So, as it's seen here, so the Dolphins currently are in 8th place with 6 points with a for and against of 0. So if the Dolphins win, they'll get to 8 points. So it means at minimum they'll be 5th. No, they'll be 4th actually. Yeah, because the Roosters actually have a negative for and against. So yeah, the Dolphins will get it as minimum high as 4th. And potentially how big it can get if it's an absolute bollocking by like 27 plus points. They can be as high as second place tonight. But I highly doubt it probably would get to that level. But for the Cowboys, we have to go down to 14th. Currently on 4 points with a for and against of -14. A win here takes them to 6 points, which would mean they would go at lowest 10th place. They would overtake the Bulldogs and the Dragons because of for and against. Depending on how the scoring is, if they -4, so if they win by at least 4 or more, they can overtake the Titans to go 9th. And depending on how the sizable is, they could jump into the top 8 with a win here if they beat and knock the Dolphins out. So if it's a big win for the Cowboys, they'll get into the top 8 tonight. Obviously, there's still about half the league to contend with, but that's what we are seeing at the moment in terms of how the movement can be. So the Dolphins can get into 5th with a potentially ever being a demolishing score up into 2nd, but basically the Cowboys can get themselves just below or even into the 8 with a win tonight. I've had another vote into the tally here. Let's have a quick check and see what that is gone. It's gone the Dolphins' way. It's weird. It's completely understandable because the Dolphins are they can pull good results out of them even if they're not playing that great. The Cowboys are weird. They're weird in terms of they haven't been that great. So seeing there, I'll just bring up their record. Gotta go switch over to the next tab. Bloody hell. More discussion about the Dolphins or whatever. Oh, the Cowboys actually. So if we get rid of that. So if we go to Cowboys' last matches, if we sort it by, where are they? There they are. Had a 1 point win against Canberra, which, in complete fairness, the Cowboys had a good first half, but the Raiders just completely came back. And in fairness, I think the Cowboys were lucky they got this win. Lost round 2 against Brisbane. I think it was the right. Cowboys weren't really in it for bits and time. Second half, they were out of it, and Scott Drinkwater got sin-binned for his dog shot. They lost at Townsville to the Warriors, which, the Warriors have actually been going very good so far. And then 2 weeks ago, they beat the Titans, but the Titans both teams weren't that great. It was very scrappy for both sides, and also the Titans did have a bunch of injury issues. But in fairness, in the Cowboys against the Bulldogs, they actually had a couple injuries as well, and actually I think did very well to make it this close, but unfortunately the Bulldogs take the win. So who knows what happens in this match here. But yeah, they are saying here, Tabuai Fidow, apparently if he scores tonight, he'll become the first player to score in each of the opening 6 rounds consecutively. And it's against the team he was at last year in his first return. Interesting stat here. Wayne Bennett has a 67% win record against the Cows. No, screaming people in cars. But it's weird. I don't know. It's weird. It's like I do like that there is a new team. I don't know. It's just. I kind of feel like the Dolphins as a team is kind of just showing of like how glory hunter the NRL's become. It's like everybody's on this hype train and all that, which is a bit annoying. And it's like got that Dwayne bloke who does like this media thing, which I just think he's a Russian. He's a spy. He just somehow is just some random guy they picked up off the street and just like he's a plant. In fairness, all of the Dolphins fans are actors. I don't think they're actually real people. They're not real. They're not a real team. So, be interesting to see how Nichols and Stone goes. I'm excited to see how actually Stone does go. You got Isaiah Katoa. I mean, besides from Isaiah Katoa, it's pretty much like the Dolphins' back line. And yeah, you have got like a few different people in their interchange, but I mean, it's still a fairly solid Dolphins team. Just want to see actually what happens to the Cowboys if. Well, we just did a thing about what happens if the teams win. We should actually look at what happens if the teams lose. So, let me just go to the ladder here and actually let me just change it over once again. If we can bring this up. So if the Cowboys lost... Okay, so if the Cowboys... Okay, well, I mean, that's really... It more so affects the Dolphins. So the Cowboys, if they lose, they'll stay in 14th. Depending on what happens with Raiders, or Parramatta or the Raiders. So, potentially, the lowest the Cowboys will fall is 15th. I mean, who did Canberra play this week? Now, who? Canberra Raiders. Oh, that's right. They play Brisbane, don't they? Yeah, there's no way the Raiders are winning that. Sup, Nathan? Good to see you, man. But yeah, I highly doubt the Raiders are going to beat the I actually just realised there's a tab that says who the fuck they play. God damn it. Yeah, I think the Raiders are safe, but so if Parramatta do beat the Tigers on Monday, which I'm going to be honest, I have a slight inkling they won't, but if they do, the Cowboys will fall to 15th. For the Dolphins, depending on how their loss is, if they get absolutely belted like by 40, so technically, realistically, the lowest they can fall is down to 10th, which would actually knock the Titans into the 8 without them playing yet. Because I know the Titans play St. George. Can we actually get this up? Okay, we go. That's actually, yeah, there's a ladder predictor. We can do this. Are you going to make a Discord server at some point? I will at some point. I definitely will. I've actually had one created, but I've never actually done anything with it for ages, unfortunately. But yeah, I will. Definitely at some point. Now we've got another vote into the poll, and yep, the Dolphins are now voted at... Oh, it's now to 4. Hang on. Could be a complete change. Yep, back to 50-50. It's about to say that it's like, oh, the Dolphins are in. People are thinking that the Dolphins are going to win, but... So these are the current ladder. So if the Cowboys win by 12, they'll go to 7th. If the Dolphins win by 12, they'll go to 4th. Go to 4th. Okay, so what I think will happen is we can actually do a kind of like a prediction thing for the round. So if I'm thinking like, I don't want to say 18. I'd say like by like around 12 points, the Cowboys should win tonight. Penrith Manly. That's going to be I think I did say Penrith to win this match, but we'll say like Penrith by 8. Brisbane. I think Brisbane are going to like, I think it's like 30 something points. I think Brisbane are going to screw them. I think the Dragons will actually win a close game, maybe by about 8. I want to say the Knights are going to win. I think the Knights might win by like 4. It'll be very close. And I think Parramatta should win this game by 12, even though I actually think there's a chance this happens. The Tigers win by 1. But no, I do think the Eels win by 12. So, from what I think will happen, we'll see Cowboys move up to 10th. Dolphins drop out of the 8. The Knights move into the 8. Dragons go to 4th. 5th, sorry. And the Panthers go back up to the top 4. So, still relatively close. Canberra dropped down to 16th. But yeah, that's what I think will happen. But it's hard to say. How long have I been your mod for? God knows. I'm trying to think. It'd be over a year. I think it's been over a year at this point. So Ruben Cotter's being a bit of a highlight showcase, which I think is understandable for Ruben because he's actually been a very great player for him for the Cowboys. The votes have gone up to 5 now. Who is in front? It is the Cowboys. I'm liking... This is going to be interesting, this match. But it's gonna... I don't know. It's hard. It's actually very hard to tell, this match. One thing I definitely do need to do at some point is actually like start getting properly back into like matches and all that. In doing like regular other sports like football and all that. It's... I don't know. It's been a while. But yeah, so... Okay, ooh. Gonna actually try something here for some like... Because I know there's a thing you can add for like it's a Q&A thing, which can pop up like in the top of the chat thing. So let's see this. Specific game predictions. I should actually put brackets. It's like margin / anytime try scorer. Or any time try scorer. Specific NRL, specific game predictions. So what you can do is you can click onto that and like type it in, and I can click on it, if a response comes in, and actually put it up on at the top of where the Q&A thing is, so it actually like drops off. So pops up. I wish it was like if I could actually get a system where they could actually pop up on screen, or I could just have like, I don't know, like a poll system that we can pull up. I mean, I just need to actually get like involved with it and all that. But yeah, Queensland Derby tonight. Nine minutes away now from kickoff. Now it's gone to 6 votes, and it's now a 4-2 majority in favour of the North Queensland Cowboys taking out this match. So I don't know. I do think they'll win. That's the thing. I don't know if I'm going to if a lot of people, or me, is putting in too much trust for the Cowboys to actually do this match or win. But yeah, who knows? Okay, we're in the last ad break now before the actual match does kick off. I don't know what's going to happen tonight. For those also as well, if you are interested in staying up tonight, so your Good Friday carries over to a Saturday at around 11:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time, we will be going into another stream which will be arguably the most historic rivalry in rugby league. It is, of course, it's a traditional Good Friday match in England. It is St Helens. It's Wigan versus St Helens. That game will be kicking off on midnight Australian Eastern Standard Time. So definitely we need to get back more into the Super League. At some, just like, I don't know, I just need to get back into like the swing of things, especially now that I'm on some form of break for uni. It's one of those things. It's like it's a break, but you still gotta like do work in between the 2 weeks. Okay, so yeah, I think everything's just checking all settings and other stuff for any other problems, but everything's looking all right at the moment. I'm just still kind of nuts because like it's all been relatively close this season, and then we've had like 2 games now within like back-to-back weeks of over 50 points being scored, being Penrith, Raiders, and just this earlier today with the Bulldogs and Rabbitohs. But yeah, who knows what will happen. It will be a good moment once we actually start getting into the... Okay, there we go. Just ready now for the... Just waiting now for the 2 teams to come out and get ready. So... When it comes to the rest in terms of the NRL, won't be doing any of the games tomorrow, but I'll be doing the 2 games on Sunday, which is, I believe it's at 4 o'clock, is the Titans and the Dragons, and 6:15 the Knights and the Warriors, and then of course the Monday game between the West Tigers and the Parramatta Eels. So it's sort of a bit of a packed... It's a packed week, so to speak. I mean, it's like one of the bigger times for rugby league. It's Easter. Everyone's on like their 3 to 4 day long weekend holidays. Oh, some boxing. Can't go wrong with a bit of boxing, you know. Stevenson Yoshino. Nice. Come on, St. Helens. Yes. It's an exciting matchup to say the least, especially because both teams are currently in the top 4. Interesting how fucking Warrington... They're 7-0. They haven't lost a game yet. It's actually kind of nuts. Obviously, in terms of rivals round earlier, you had Castleford beating Wakefield. So here we go. Pep talk there from Wayne Bennett for the Dolphins as they get ready for a all-Queensland affair. A bunch of the Dolphins player playing against the club they were just at. Apparently, it is sold out at Townsville. But this is going to be a game where... So in terms of last-minute predictions, I tipped the Cowboys to win this game. Currently, I'm 0 for 2 in tipping, so it's not been going well. But I feel like this can be the game where the Cowboys can turn some of their form around and actually... have a good performance, but the Dolphins are still a team of mystery. You don't really know what's going to come out of them, so it's going to be hard to tell what will go on from here. But I'm excited to see actually Nicarima at the 6, as well as Voss, who just brought this up. Who else? What else am I excited to see? Drinkwater's back. I'd like to see if Tabai Fado can get another try to score in 6 consecutive matches, something that no player has done in the opening rounds, which no player has done in the Premiership. And also, Edric Lee, obviously formerly of the Newcastle Knights, he is now playing his first game for Redcliffe, obviously coming off an ankle injury, which unfortunately he has been quite prone to having. So hopefully he actually goes out well. I think this will actually be a very good match. I think it'll be a night. I'd like to think it's going to be close, but who knows? And problem is though, like it can get smooth, but as soon as like I pull away a little bit, then it starts getting choppy. But like I need to like hold my hand up so it's completely like tracking like motion, or something like that. Because as soon as I pulled it down, it's weird. So here we go. The Redcliffe Dolphins come out onto Townsville. As you're going to probably be interesting to see how many of their actual fans are still sticking with the club or have started to support others. Who knows what's happened? Okay, we're going to end the poll now. So thank you anyone for voting. It is 6 votes. 4 in favour of the Cowboys, so the Cowboys are remaining the majority. They're saying it's sold out. It's not. There's literally, like, still empty seats available. No way that's sold out. Here we go. Cowboys country, and Chad Townsend leads out the North Queensland Cowboys out onto Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Big match to see if they can try to change their form. Potentially the Cowboys' best result. They could end up in the top 8. And the Dolphins could help themselves go further up. Potentially even up to top 4. If they get a good win here. But by the way it's looking, the Dolphins will be receiving the ball first. And there'll be the Cowboys kicking off. Cowboys will be running screen left. Dolphins getting first possession. So here we go. They're just going to get... They're ready for this. It's an all-Queensland affair to finish up Good Friday. And we are underway for the match. And it's going to be Mark Nichols who takes the first hit up. And it'll get brought... Now, second tackle now for the Dolphins. It's actually the first time I've actually done a Dolphins game, which is a good milestone to have. Dolphins now on the 30 for the third tackle. Coming out with a fairly quick set at the moment. I believe that's the number 12 of Connolly Lemieux. Down to the 40 for the fourth tackle. Extremely quick set there though. Now that's the number 16 there of Ray Stone. So that'll be the last tackle. Very quick set there by the Dolphins to start things. How will Cowboys respond for their first set? Ooh. Looked a little bit high there by Nichols. Wasn't called, but on Brendan Elliott. Now Valentine Holmes will get brought down inside of the 30 for the second tackle for the Cowboys. So they're going to shift it off to the left again. And again, Mark Nichols putting his arm around the neck area. Needs to be a bit careful because he is a player who can get prone to giving away penalties when looking on his career at Souths. So fourth tackle now for the Cowboys. Be charging. Oh, what a shot by Ray Stone on Ruben Cotter. Just realised as well, what's old mate, the bowl bloke. Felice Kafusi's not playing. Here we go. There's the hammer. Getting his first touch of the ball in the Cowboys home game in the enemy colours. Here comes Edric. Important in winning Queensland the 2020 State of Origin series. Now the Dolphins, that's number 13, it's Tom Gilbert, and he'll get brought down on halfway for the last tackle. So, very consistent sets, but the sets have been relatively quick as there's the kick by Isaiah Katoa. It's taken again by Brendan Elliott. It seems like that's where a lot of the kicks are going to be targeted towards. Be targeted towards that left-hand side attack for the Cowboys. Townsend feeds it off now. It'll be down inside the 30 for the second tackle. Trying to get a tackle off the line there. Cody Nikorima forced drop back. Nikorima's actually playing 5'8" this match. Now down to the left-hand side now. Drinkwater has flung it out to Elliott. I feel like if Drinkwater kept running, he probably could have gotten more meters, but on halfway, fourth tackle for the Cowboys. Now done on the last tackle. It is a set restart for the Dolphins. And now Tamalala gets his first carry of the match. Now down to the left-hand side. Now the Cowboys go. Valentine Holmes flings it out to Elliott. Elliott goes for the grubber. Why? It's one thing I really hate in these games. It's second tackle, and it's like, yes, you're down the wing. It's like, there wasn't really any support, and he just decides to kick it. Just take the tackle. There's no point of going for... If it was like fourth or fifth tackle, sure, but not second. Mark Nichols now getting all the way to halfway, and that'll be the last tackle for the Dolphins. And there's Katoa with the kick for the last tackle. And Elliott again gets targeted, but he takes it well under pressure of Connolly Lemieux. Now Valentine Holmes gets dacked and brought down on the 30. Just trying to fix up like the things or whatever, because it's still rather choppy. There's a high kick there on the hammer. No, almost a knock on there by Fado, but it's actually going to be classed as a penalty to the Dolphins. Oh, so it was offside. They're offside in the lead up. So there's Bennett there looking at the play there. So the Dolphins will get the ball on their inside of their 40 for this set restart here. Mark Nichols has had a carry in every Dolphins set so far. Now they get over halfway now, the Dolphins. So that's the number 13 of Tom Gilbert, who's also had a fair amount of the ball in this early starts of the game. Katoa gets a pass out, and down the wing is Jermaine Asako, and he'll get... Is he in touch? I think a lot of the Cowboys fans are appealing that he was in touch. Still play on here. Aiken doesn't decide to pass it to Edric. And it's now fourth tackle, 10 metres out for the Cowboys. Dolphins. Fucking idiot. Now, Gilbert now brought down centre field, 10 metres out. Last tackle for the Dolphins. Out to the right. They'll fling it back to the left. Nikorima with the kick and chase. And it's going to be a knock on by the Cowboys. So it'll be a set of 10 right on the... 10 metres out for the Dolphins. So good chance here for the Dolphins to take early points.
They pass over to the right-hand side and they switch back to the left-hand side as we watch the breakdown the far right-hand touch.
Jeremy Marshall King already on 4 points in the early stages of this match.
This was the last play, the switch after 5-8.
Okay, there we are.
No, it wasn't, but it's just competing. They just competed with all weight down the sides, competed really hard. Wasn't the best kick, but they get a result.
So here we go. Here comes the scrum feed. Fling it out to the right-hand side. To 2-on-1. To Boifido. Passes it out. And Jermaine Asako scores in the corner. And in this Queensland affair, it's first blood to the fake club. There we go. Just straight from the scrum. Hamisa Tawaifudo drawing in the winger. Just gets out to Asako.
And it was a really good finish by Osaka. He knew where the corner was. He knew what he had to do. But a really well-rehearsed play and well executed. Now, very healthy tally for the season. He's leader.
There we go. Try confirmed. So, yep, the Dolphins have now taken the lead. Possibility I could start the season, the start of the round 0-3 in terms of tipping.
Everyone plays their role. Yeah, they did. There was a missed tackle from the Cowboys there, but they was well constructed. The lead's got the right shoulder.
I mean, they don't really have to blow them about the play. I mean, we've seen it constantly about these types of plays. Max number of active... No. Oh, you're joking. Hang on, there's a... I think the family are also watching this game. Well, they've just reached max streams. Are you actually joking? Hang on, I might have to go. I might have to go on 9 now. I'm fairly certain this match is on Channel 9 as well, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Might have to go on to here because my family's actually So just bear with me for a second as we're now signing into 9 now. It's probably going to be a little even more delayed than KO, but we'll have to make do. There we are. There we are. So we have to deal with that. I haven't actually watched... I've got to sign in. Hang on, for God's sake. So we don't actually know if the kick's gone through yet. As far as we know... Just... I've got my password. Is this actually... am I seriously... Is this seriously happening? So now I've got to reset... Oh, for God's sake. Still don't... I'm assuming he's missed... He has to have missed the kick because it was right on the sideline as well because... Oh, God, come on. Okay, bear with me, just bear with me.
Those chases, so an easy decision for the Cowboys to get a little piggyback, and they need it right now.
Yeah, this is a common penalty now. A lot of chasers get in front of the kicker, especially in this area of the field. Trying to play field position and get your defensive line in order before you...
Okay, so we've got it up. We're now actually watching Channel 9. Might be a little bit delayed, but anyway, so now on halfway, Cowboys get a ball from a penalty. So it still remains 4-0. Tamalalo now with the run. Got to get brought down 45 away now from the try line. So Cowboys now looking to their left. They're flinging out there to Mitchell Dunn, who gets a couple of more meters, now 35 away. On the third. Townsend, flat ball out to Griffin Niam. Now 20 out now, fourth tackle. Townsend to Drinkwater. Flick pass out to Peter Hiku. He's brought down 10 meters away. Last tackle for the Cowboys. Townsend now with the high kick. There's a lot of chasers. It's taken a bounce, and it's going to get battered away by the Dolphins. It's going to be a goal line dropout. Literally, the ball just bounces around like 10 or so players. I think 5 or 6 from each team. Just didn't know what to do with it there in that situation. Is it short? No, they're not going to go short. The meta's starting to change a little bit in terms of goal line dropouts. So there is done. It will get brought down 35 away from the try line for the first tackle. Oh, and the ball's popped out by Cotter. So it's going to be a scrum feed now to the Dolphins. Hang on. So Billy Slater's commentating, right? He just said it's very hot up there in Townsville. Did he just admit that the commentary team aren't actually there? Wait. Are the commentators not actually there? Because, I don't know. Here's the first hit up there for the Dolphins in this set, and it's the number 3 of Ewan Aitken, who will get just shy of halfway for the first tackle. Kenny Bromwich now getting on his run. His brother Jesse was out for this match. Out to the right-hand side, the Dolphins now goal. It's number 11. Is that Kenny Bromwich again with another hit up? No, it's Lemieux. Well, yeah, but it's definitely behind because now it's saying 8-0 to the Dolphins, so guess we just got to see what the score is, what happened. Ray Stone, yeah, this is so behind. Marshall King flings it out to the right, last tackle, kick over the top, and it's a Sarko again. Is Brendan Speeds a commentator for Channel 9? I'll be back quickly in a second. But don't worry, but the try has been given. It is a try to the Dolphins. Jermaine Asako just... It's actually kind of nuts how good Jermaine Asako has been. Obviously, there's all the talk about Tobias Fado, but I mean, Asako... Well, maybe so they missed the kick again, so it still remains 8-0. Apparently, it is very hot up there in Townsville. Listening to the Channel 9 commentary, apparently they've said something that might reveal they're not actually there, because Billy Slater said up there in Townsville, talking about the humidity. There we go. Go to KO, I'll switch to 9 now. Oh, yeah, that's what I've done. Mistake there by Mark Nichols. Might give a bit of a chance here if it was a hit. It was the arm by Ruben Cotter, so this will actually give a chance here for the Cowboys to try to respond back. 20 metres out, full set of 6. So we're now less than 16 minutes. No, more than 16 minutes gone now in the second half. First half. Oh my God. What is with me today? The right to the left. Valentine. Holmes gets brought down 5 metre short line. He almost broke through there. Tamalalo, Townsend, Drinkwater to Felt, and he'll dive in the corner, and that's what the Cowboys needed. There we go. The Cowboys do get their pretty much an instant response, in fairness, and it's now 8 points to 4 with the kick to come. Just flings it out all the way to the right. I mean, Valentine almost broke through straight away, but they're able to fling it out to the side to get Kyle Felt in. So now, potentially now it's another kick from the sideline to be the third one of the game. The Dolphins have missed their 2, so potentially could Valentine Holmes get this one and make it 8 points to 6. Just keep doing the replays for the Kyle Felt try. So just waiting now to... They replayed the try a few times, but yep. It's Kyle Felt's first try of the season. It's taken him a little bit, but he finally gets it done as we see another replay. Can we just get to the point? Another angle. How many replays are we going to see of the same try? Here we go. Valentine Holmes. From the sideline. This to make it 6 points to 8. Oh, he's drilled that. He has drilled that to perfection, and it's 8-6. So, just like that, the 2 tries for the Dolphins, missing out on those conversions could prove a little bit costly, as now all the Cowboys need to do is just get another try, and they're in front. Currently, in terms of my fantasy, Marshall King's got 13 and Tabuai Fido's got 11. Oh, big charge there by Tamalalo. Gets brought down inside the 20 for the first tackle. That moves to the left and goes to the right. Offload here for Townsend. And Hickey will get brought down inside of the 40. Hess being held back and trying to enter the halfway area. Last tackle now for the Cowboys as they give it off to Townsend. And that's taken calmly there by Tabuai Fido. He'll get wrapped around the 20 for the first tackle. Fourth tackle now for the Dolphins actually. Getting up to halfway. To the 16 of Ray Stone. Last tackle now for the Dolphins. That's Katoa with the kick. Again kicking to the right hand side, but this time it's taken by Drinkwater. Felt now with the charge. And in comes quick sets, trying to draw the Dolphins players offside. So it's Brendan Elliott. Just shy of halfway for the third tackle. Oh, straight through the hole. And they've got support. Townsend. Oh! He was on the run. He did see it Peter Hiku there, but he's offloaded without looking, and it's been picked up by Cody Nikorima of the Dolphins. That should have been a try for the Cows, boys. Offload now for the Dolphins. And Tabuai instantly gets brought down now. Fourth tackle right on halfway. Now we're going to see some fast play of the ball by the Dolphins now. Only 21 minutes have actually been gone from this match. Last tackle for the Dolphins. Fling to Nikorima. Nikorima with a kick. Batted backwards. Oh, the pass has gone backwards. Oh, surely he's lost it there. But it's not. It's going to be last tackle. Number 10 there, it was Herman Esiesi. So Tanua Brown has now come on for the Cowboys and is replacing Mitchell Dunn. Elliott now with a run. Will get brought down on the 30. Tambalala's now off the park. Granville now on the run. There's just been fast running from both Queensland teams here. Early kick now into the corner. I think it's going to be too heavy. Now it's going to be a 20-minute restart now for the Dolphins. Dolphins now go to the 40 for the first tackle. Oh, just great wrapped up tackle there from the Cowboys. It's been very... I don't want to say it's been even, but it's been pretty good from both sides of the coin so far. Fourth tackle now for the Dolphins as they flick it to the left-hand side. Bromwich there gets an offload to Nikorima. Oh, Tabuai. He's broken through 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Tabuai has scored, and it's now it'll be 14-6 for the Dolphins.